9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Got me up the coast, boy. Wanna hear the ocean roar, crash over me. Then ride it home, dance it out in moonlight. Hold me tight and don't let go. Watch over me. We are all stardust, stardust, stardust. Left behind, left to find. Find one another, face the sun, fear no one. 'Cause we are all one, we are all one. We are all one, we are all one. We are all. Lift me up, yeah, moonchild, put me into overflow. Superstar.
Hey everybody, how's it going? It's me and Bandit this evening. How is everybody doing? Hope you guys had a great Monday. I had forgotten it was Monday earlier. I don't know how, but I did. I absolutely did. So, hey Chloe. Hey little Miss Sunshine. I see today's wiener is Kathy Gordon. Woohoo! Thank you, Jenny. Oh, Roxy says hi. Bandit. Yeah. Roxy says hi. You're just a ladies' man, aren't you? We need to get... I don't know. They're not going to like you with tear ducts that look like that. You got to do something about those tear ducts. Oh, now he's going to take us all playtime now. It's my Mother's Day. Oh, well, it was all right. I mean, nothing in particular. Yes, Kathy is today's wiener. This is Bandit's mating call. Hey, Roxy. Oh, Roxy. Hey, just me. My Sheikah says hi. She's a tan and white palm. Oh, really? That's so cute. I'm just now that I've had Bandit, I'm a Pomeranian lover for life. Like, seriously. When is he going to visit? Well, it's more like, when am I going to visit him? So, I don't know. Hopefully sooner than later, of course, you know. We're trying to... It's a little bit of paperwork and stuff that needs done. And we've got most of it done. It's just now a matter of money. Of course, as always. Everything's about money, right? But then after that, it's not like it's still like that. It's like it could take up to 45 days. So, yeah, we're hoping to get him here. And as far as like me, he can't come up here. I mean, he could ask for permission to leave the state, but it's, you know, for a visit. But well, she's talked to him on FaceTime, and she's kind of met him before. But yeah, we'll probably work something out, Tyson. But anyways, what's going on the YouTube streets? Anything? I was watching Prayer Garden, and then somebody on the panel started talking shit about Fred and me, so I left because I wasn't going to sit and listen to it, obviously. Worn out from PG's. What was going on over there, like, after I left? I don't understand. Where did Ogre come from? Or, okay, no, how about that woman that's on her panel? How come? Is she Ogre's wife or something? Who is that lady supposed to be that goes on panel that's like you with Ogre? Okay. Why does she act like so close to PG? Like, how long have they known each other? I know they know Don, supposed to know Don kids from Arkansas, but how long has PG known that woman in particular? It's Lisa's boyfriend, but I feel like my freaking lashes over here coming off. No, I'm just curious, like, why they seem to know each other so well. I didn't know, like, where Ogre came from. Six months ago? It's annoying, you know? You know? Oh, well, thank you, Connie. Thank you, Ava. I was just curious. I'm just saying, like, she didn't know what she was talking, whoever that lady was, she didn't know what she was talking about as far as Fred goes. It didn't make sense what she was saying. Oh, I know it wasn't PG, but... Hey, Judy. You think it's made up? Well, was it mentioned 6 months ago when this Sassy Cats came on panel? Like, has she always mentioned knowing Dawn and Candace? Or is this something new, like she mentioned? I know, we saw you, Suzanne. Thank you so much. That's why I sent you a heart. I mean, I don't expect people not to look into Fred. I mean, it's not that. What upsets me is when people are just misinformed and repeat things wrong. It just continues the endless, misinformation cycle. But you really can't do anything about it. Ew, what, Molly? Are you serious? White boy, did he are you sure? What? She was like, what did she say about Fred? She was like, and if Fred has something to do with it, he needs to go and tell law enforcement, and I don't know, just a whole bunch of stuff. I wasn't paying attention. It was ignorant, honestly. It was much of like just yapping without much thought. I mean, Tyson, I mean, it kind of falls into some things that we've heard from other people, like what Rick Crawford claimed about this whole sacrificing of children, So, I don't know. Yeah, is White Boy the reason did he porn bomb her or something? Thank you, Beth. He is like, I can't with him. You guys, like, he gets more attention than anything I've ever seen in my life. I'm always on FaceTime with Fred, and I take Bandit on walks a couple times a day, and oh my gosh, we get stopped so much, it's unreal. She busted him before he can get it out on panel. He got it out backstage. Ew, no. Did he show his underwear parts? Jam is suddenly very interested. She doesn't seem to keep her lives up very much. Anyways, I mean, I don't know why. I never, like, hardly ever delete anything unless I get a request from somebody. Like in every great once in a while, somebody in chat might accidentally say somebody's name, or somebody might contact me and say some other personal info was put out there and asking me to delete it. And sometimes I just don't feel like finding it and editing it. So I'll just like, private it, but that's so rare. Hardly ever read comments because that's where all the people like to talk shit. Cat in the chat, that's just, yeah, I mean, it's a very real possibility. It sucks. I hope that's not true, but I really feel like how Justin feels that if it's not solved this year, then it's probably not going to get solved. Hey, Lolly, did you email me? I need to check my email because I remember getting a couple of notifications of emails and I forgot until I just now saw you in chat. It reminded me. Yeah, the Sebastian case is... Yeah, if I remember right, it was... You were asking me to get you in contact with somebody, or... I think I won't say it on here, but I'm trying to remember who that person is. Oh, I'm sure she would love that, actually, but I won't say. I remember now because I saw the notification and I saw the first parts of it. What's he saying now? He's mad at me because I was trying to find out if he's really married to his wife, just for my own, because I couldn't find it. Like, when you look on the Tennessee wedding, like, you can look up marriage licenses, okay, in Tennessee, and you can find me and Fred's, but I mean, I tried all the counties around there and I just couldn't find it, so I don't know. But whatever. And he asked him if he saw him on the road that day. It tells me he must have been. Because why would he even ask if he wasn't? Yeah. Yeah, I feel like a broken record, you know. It's and I saw his post like saying, why does people think I'm guilty? And it's like, the only thing I want, the only thing, I mean, there's several things, but the main thing is, him being on the road and him denying it. Maybe they went out of state. Who's that, Jam? Are you talking about with Summer? Indiana's been brought up a lot. So, you guys remember the whole tip about the what's that place? The water place. What's that place called, Fred? In Kingsport. where there was supposedly there was a sighting of Candace supposedly with Summer. You guys remember hearing about that? He's not telling the truth though, Tyson. He was on the road. Fred saw him. So that's gonna be really hard for Fred to think differently in that way, because him and Laura is adamant still that both of them are still saying that they saw him, and there are other people who say they saw the surveillance and saw him on the road as well. But what is that water place? Water park. A yellow Jeep? They mean a yellow, what was it, front or yellow? What is that car that Dudley had? Not the wetlands, but there was a woman who claimed to have seen Candace with Summer the day that she went missing at the splash pad. Yeah, the splash pad. I think that's what it's called. Is it the splash pad? In Kingsport or something? And claimed that there was other kids that got into a van. What color? An aquatic center. There you go. The aquatic center. The aquatic center. Fred knows the person who claims that they saw Candace there, and I've been trying to get a hold of her, but I haven't heard back from her. If she would please check her message request if she's sees this, I would love to hear her story about what she saw. She claimed to have seen Candace, and it's a blonde woman. I can't remember. It's a blonde woman. And there was several other kids, and they all got into a van with this woman or something. And yeah. When Evil Entered, Tyson Bell, the creator, When Evil Entered, recently came forth and admitted that they had seen the surveillance of Andy on the road as well. So there's another person who's come forward and said that they've seen it. Because there is surveillance, and not just from Andy's or Fred's cameras. There was several cameras that were turned into TBI or law enforcement. Yeah, the Xterra. So Fred had a yellow truck at one time. It wasn't a Jeep. And the yellow Xterra thing is, there was Jody Sue had one and Dudley had one that are very, very similar. But we did find out they were definitely different ones. Was that woman's name Linda? No. No. What? Candace got a new tattoo? Meadowview. What's Meadowview? Fred told me Meadowview. I don't know. He's trying to tell me. Fred says, I had a yellow Frontier 2000 model. I'm not going to put out the woman's name yet. Yeah, she keeps defending. Oh, yeah, yesterday, Jody Sue, I guess, had a video where it said Fred is sus AF or something. And we listened to like a little bit. It was really kind of funny, actually. Oh my God, shut up. Hold on. I have to show you guys Candace's new. Did you guys? Hold on. Yeah, the Aquatic Center in Meadowview is where the supposed sighting was, where somebody claims that they saw Candace there with Summer and some other little girls, and there with a blonde-headed lady. And they all got in the car, and the kids all left with this blonde-headed lady, supposedly. I don't think this person's ever came forward on YouTube and spoke, so it'd just be nice to hear from them and, you know. And that's something from the very, very beginning. So, hey, did you guys see that Candace got a new tattoo? Do you guys know that Candace got a new tattoo? Wait till you guys see this one. Wait till you see this one. Oh, it's classy. Yeah, it's very classy. Oh, man. Sorry, I'm really immature. We need a little bit of comedic relief. Hey, it's not my fault. I'm not the one that Jenny from the block. I'm calling you out. It was her. GBI pulls surveillance of the 15th. I've never heard anything about it. Yeah, about the Aquatic Center. I've never heard anything. I mean, I've heard rumors about it on YouTube. Yes, it is. It's really, this is her new tattoo. Ew. Oh, God, ew. Poor Pooh. Poor Poo-Poo. No. Oh, no. Hell no, Virgo. I'm not going there. I'm not being baited by her again. Nope. We are not going there. We do not talk to that woman. Nope. I do not mention her. She is so desperate. She's trying to distract us from what's important. And on Summer, she's trying to get us on things that are so not even relevant. Yeah, I'm really trying to avoid her. She's a lunatic. But I'm sure it's funny. I'm sure it is. Like what Jam said, if you guys did not catch Jam on there, that was the only time her channel was really worth watching. You should go watch that when Jam went on panel. And Crystal, you're welcome for the views because it was freaking hilarious. She does not poop down or pipe down. She does not pipe down for 10 days. Ew, 3 flying doves. I don't keep bumping my mic. My mic's over here. I can't keep bumping my mic. Stop complaining. No, what's Fred talking about? He's saying I'm bumping my mic. I don't mean to. My bike's over here, so I don't know how that would happen. Huh, I don't know. Maybe how about like that? Something scratched it. I don't know. Did Daisy take the pic for her? Oh, jeez. Your sniffs. You see your sniffs. You see your sniffs. You sniffer. You're a druggie. Yeah, I married Fred to get closer to the case, right? When I feel like Fred has zero to do with the case. Seriously. Except he's good with the information, or he's good for info because he has lived there all his life and his family has lived there for generations. I mean, Ben Hill is named after his grandfather, so he's a good one for a source of info about the area. But as far as anything to do with Summerwell's disappearance, like, I don't feel like he had anything to do with it. I mean, it's not his fault that he is the one that was on the road and happened to see Andy on the road. Like, him and Laura happened to see Andy on the road. I'm sorry. I mean, do you guys want him to lie? That's all he said, is he saw Andy on the road on the 15th. You know? That's all he's saying. There's nothing else to really... He has really not much more to say besides that, except I don't understand why he's denying being on the road. You know. So... I just... So now everybody's hearing a noise too? Oh, great. Hold on, let me see if I switch mics. Maybe I can, let's see. Let's try this one. How about that? Is that better? Let's try that for a little bit and see. My scratch and sniff tattoo. Oh, man. A vibrator. It's probably the fan in the computer, guys. I've heard of people saying that before. I can't hear it. You guys are like super, like, have super ears or something. Okay, well, I switched the mic, so let's try this for a little bit and see how this goes. So, awesome. Thank you guys. But, you know, to that person, you can't help who you fall in love with. And yeah, I don't think that's, I don't know. I don't think your comment really makes much sense beyond that. Like, I don't know what else to say. If you weren't on the road, why would you ask someone else if you were? Make it make sense. I think he thought maybe that Laura would like lie just to make us look bad because of, you know, him, or because Fred and her breaking up and stuff. But thankfully, you know, she's overall a pretty honest person, and she just, you know, told the truth. You know, the truth is the truth no matter what. Like who you're friends with, who you're dating, who you're married to. It's just the truth. And sorry, that's just what they saw. If you don't want to believe, if you don't believe it, that's fine. You don't have to. You know, unfortunately, we're all here left here trying to play it over in our heads over and over and over too with the information we have and feel like we know to see, you know, try to figure it out. And your guys' guesses are about as good as mine, except the fact that I have talked to a lot of people surrounding the case. I have spent like the last 2.5 years of my life on this case. Like literally, I mean, my dog is from Ben Hill Road. My husband's from Ben Hill Road. I've talked to several people surrounding the case. I've lived, breathed, and, you know, everything this case. Yes, I have, Suzanne. It's funny. It's really funny. But yeah, there was definitely no type of oh, we're just gonna, yeah, no. This is stupid. And I think people can see over time how the relationship has progressed between me and Fred, that it was just a natural connection for the last couple years. So, you know, we started out friends and it just progressed. I know, right, Mama T? You're welcome. What? Did you make that? You made that, Jenny? Or who made that? Yeah, I'm not going to read that message that Crystal put. Not yet. I'll read it after, I guess, since somebody took the time to send it to me. I'll do it for the person since they sent it to me. Otherwise, you know, I just takes too much energy to just pull up her page and look. I'm not trying to I just don't understand. Like, there's no reason to attack somebody because you feel differently than them. You know what I mean? No reason to leave hate comments because you don't believe my theory or whatever, or you for, you know what I mean? Like, hey, Cricket. Hey, Daily. Yes, I have, Jenny. Yes, he's been trying to call me, and he has been texting a lot. His arm and foot. Oh, he got bit. I swear, and they made him report it to his probation officer. You guys, there's this guy. Okay, there's these dogs a few houses down from where Fred is staying at in the transitional living, and they're pit bulls. And it's a mama pit and her pups, and she's extra aggressive right now, I guess, because of the pups. I don't know. She's a very aggressive dog. And one of the guys in there, he's like a 35-year-old dude. Or actually, I think he said he was almost 40 or something. But anyways, he's terrified of those dogs, and he begs Fred to walk with him every single time when he has to go work, because he walks to work and he has to go buy those dogs every single time. And he asks Fred to walk with him and like protect him every time. And I swear I was on video chat with Fred yesterday. Was it yesterday or today? I think it was yesterday. The days are just running together. And he was walking them past the dogs to protect them. This guy is so scared of them, like terrified. And it's kind of funny, but you know, he's a nice guy. He's always saying like, hey, Ziggy. That's what he knows me as a Ziggy, you know. And I think he might watch this sometimes too. But anyways, Fred got attacked by the mama pit, somehow got out of the fence and broke free and attacked Fred. And like, he thinks he fractured one of his bones in his foot. Like, it didn't puncture his skin in the foot, but it did his arm, but not his foot. But his foot like hurts really bad. Like, he feels like it fractured it, but he, you know, there was no blood though. But the arm, yeah, he was bleeding, and they made him report that to his probation officer. And like, and that's not the first time, like, these pits like have been a problem. Like, I don't know what's good. Animal control's been called so many times on these dogs down there. I don't know. Oh, Fred's really good with animals. Like, that's all he's done his whole life. He's worked for, that's what he's known for. I mean, around that area in Beach Creek, especially with horses. You know, people would usually go to Fred to train their horses, you know, and break them. Hey, Mrs. Colt. Fred trained horses for competitions and stuff. I'll ask one question. How does your showing and laughing about Candace's new tattoo help to find Summer either? Huh? Does it say Summer Wells in the title? What are you talking about? I know, Jane. Yeah, exactly, RJ. That's true. That he picks up, the dog picks up on the other guy's energy. You're exactly correct. You don't think it's a cute tattoo? A cute tattoo, Violet? You don't think that's a cute tattoo? I'm sorry you don't have a sense of humor. Hey, Pooh, you in there? Oh, man, you guys, that's not really Candace, Violet. Okay, it's a joke. That's not really Candace's new tattoo, guys. It's a joke. We can laugh. We don't always have to be so serious, Violet. His 95 dead horses, and I laugh so hard she's shaking. Fred's like, I haven't owned more than five horses in my life. Oh, I know. Six Up's pit bull like tore up a kid's face and scarred him for life. I swear to God. Oh man, she was sued and skipped out on that and never paid the lady, of course. But the woman's son is completely scarred for life because of Six Up's pit bull. What was I saying? Laughing about talking earlier about what others doing. What did I say earlier is about what others were doing to find her? What specifically did I say, Violet? I don't. What do you mean? What I don't get, Violet, is why somebody is saying I'm not leaving hateful messages towards people. I'm not leaving, you know what I mean? I'm not going out of my way and directing my videos towards people and making videos towards people and making comments and chasing them down and going live every time they're live and streaming them. And, you know, like, it's so negative. That doesn't get anything done. That gets zero accomplished. At least with what I just showed, we get like a laugh, you know, and that's like good for the soul, you know. Laughing is good for depression, you know. Lighten up, lady. A comment somebody leaves that's a hate-filled comment, just telling me how horrible they think I am, like, you know, and it's constant, nonstop, like every time I'm live and every time I look, like I'm getting sent something this lady's saying, and it's unreal, you know, like why? Why? I guess I should have remembered that people thought I actually pierced my dog's ears and fed her Diet Coke. So I guess I should have been more clear that wasn't really. I should have spelled it out that wasn't really Candace's new tattoo. I thought people would know that wasn't. I mean, it looked clearly like a tan person. Violet, we're a butterfly. Violet, fly far, far away. No, we're just having, you know, tonight's not necessarily about summer. You know, if we don't have really any new information, then no sense going repeating the same things that, you know, about believing Andy was on the road every single day. Like, that's our belief and that's it, you know? So it's not going to change until something changes, like some kind of proof, you know? But until we get some kind of new info or hear something different, like, I don't know. It is important to keep her name out there, but you know, where was this interview at? His foot and arm? Yeah, he was. Yep, it was bleeding. Let me see if he might have sent me a, or maybe he, no. All I saw, dude, I was on video chat with him, and all I saw was this dog's like teeth. Like it looked like a shark, I swear to God. Like all I saw was teeth. And then his cameras just like went black, and I'm like, oh my God. Like right after I saw teeth, that's the last thing I saw. And then you just hear commotion and dogs barking and and Fred going, get back. Get back. I was like, oh no. And it was just a lot of craziness. Last I saw was dog teeth, like just, oh man, the dog jumping up, and this camera goes off, and I could still hear it, the commotion and everything in the background. And next thing I saw, finally, like it took about it seemed like forever before everything settled down. Other dude, he freaking ran on top and stood on top of the fence. Little Ziggy. Little Ziggy. Wait, what are you naming Little Ziggy? Who's Little Ziggy again? Is this your dog? I hate that there's no food places. Like, only option is maybe Domino's. Maybe it's open right now. Maybe. Guessing it. Well, it's not a roommate. It's a guy. The guy lives in in upstairs part, but he's a nice guy. He just, there's no really other way around it. I mean, there is a way around, but it's a very, very long way around to go the other way. So something has to be done. I guess all animal control did was stick a ticket on their gate or whatever. And they made Fred report it and everything, like to his probation officer. And his probation officer, like, all she said was, okay, don't go anywhere until you hear from me. And then never heard from her again. Okay. Well. Oh, your bangle. Oh, yeah, that's right. Durr. Oh, man, don't even. I want ice cream. Whataburger. We don't have Whataburger here in Indiana. I'm not even sure I've ever had Whataburger. I've seen them like traveling out of state, but I don't think I've ever stopped at one. Well, actually, maybe I have. If it's right, are they like White Castle? Ugh. Ew, I hate White Castle. It's so gross. Ew. Has he had his tetanus? I mean, Fred has pretty much had, you guys, I've never seen somebody go through so much shit in their lifetime as he has. Like, he's had so much trauma. It's no wonder that he was chosen to be the one that saw Andy on the road that day. And I know I've seen proof of it too. I mean, he has a gunshot like wound back here. He has scars like everywhere. He's been struck by lightning twice. Like, oh man, I can't even. tell you guys everything that's happened to him. He's had his face like completely reconstructed. Sonic, yeah, there's a Sonic quite there, like this close to that I was going to when I was down in Tennessee last time. That's a little close to where Fred's at. That I would go to and get their little nerd slushies. Whataburger is like Sonic? Oh, really? What happened to his face when he was like... I don't know the details. It was something stupid where he jumped out of a vehicle when it was moving to try to get away because, yeah, it was him and his ex-wife were arguing. Drug stuff involved, you know. Yeah. Are you coming to Tennessee? I want to. I just don't have the means to, you know. I really, really want to. I just don't know when I'm going to be able to. Really. It sucks, you know. Well, thank you, Cricket. Hey, Amy. I keep hoping, like, every weekend, well, maybe this weekend will be the weekend I can go there. Maybe, you know, and it just every weekend keeps passing by. Oh, I forgot about that, Jenny. The plane ticket. Yeah. Ugh. That'd be awesome. I wonder if there's a way, like, search your email. Did they send it to your email? I don't know. Who knows? Don't freaking stress yourself about it. If you run into it, you run into it. And if you don't, you don't. You know? Gotta love us country girls. What? Oh, really? I forgot about that. She had 200. Yeah, so the ticket last time that to Tennessee, I paid, it was just under $250, like round trip, and it was Delta, so you know, it was, you just have to fly to get that kind of deal. You have to, you know, make sure you leave during the week and come back during the week. And I can't be gone very long. So usually, you know, it'd be like Thursday to Monday or, Friday or Tuesday. But since it's Friday, a lot of times it'd be too expensive. It just matters. Ziggy, did you tell Fred about TBI going to Knoxville and serving search warrants at his grandmother's house where Damien was staying? Wait, hold on. Let me process this for a second. Are you saying whose grandmother's? Are you saying Fred's grandmother? I'm trying to think if it would be if she would be Fred's relation. Probably, I guess she would be, actually. She lived in Knoxville? Is that where she was at? Is that true? Did this really happen? Andy's grandmother is where Damien went after Summer disappeared. Is this I totally forgot about that. Is this absolutely true? Do you guys know? Did Andy confirm this, or I mean, did he admit to this? Which grandmother is it? Like on the mom's side? Because the other grandmother isn't alive. I don't think. She passed away. As far as there's an article about electronics being searched. Search. Fred, do you know anything about this? Are you listening to this? It says, is it somewhere online? It says actual, like Knoxville for specifically. I don't think it's going to say Knoxville specifically, though. I've heard about this for sure. I remember hearing about it, but I forgot until you reminded me. See, this is, important stuff that I wish I would have made some kind of flow chart, took notes. If I ever cover another case again, which definitely won't be a child's case, which I actually probably won't ever cover another case again. But anyways, if I did, I would write things down. But I guess when you never think you're going to get so deep involved in a case, and the next thing you know, like, boom. I didn't plan to get this involved into it. It's, people think, I mean, I thought that was the place he and Andy would go to in Knoxville. Interesting. I mean, I found "5 months later, Hawkins County Sheriff says search for Summer Wells continues, but no signs point to abduction.
Ransom child abduction is missing. Investigators say they are no closer to finding out what happened to the 5-year-old little girl, but they do tell us that they are still working every tip and lead that comes in.
I assure you, we've done everything when we was up on that scene, everything humanly possible to do.
It's been months since the weeks-long ground search for Summer Wells was called off in the Beach Creek community.
The manpower, the search, the helicopters, the airplanes, tremendous amount of dogs, cadaver dogs, search dogs. search and rescue teams.
Now, the Hawkins County Sheriff's Office, TBI, and FBI are still following up on tips.
I have one detective assigned to it, and TBI has agents assigned to it as well. We have the FBI partners on board. My detective, when he gets things comes in that he needs to look at, then he will get other detectives to help him follow up those leads.
Summer's parents and concerned community members believe she may have been
Which
abducted.
detective believes the
I
animal
assure you,
got
we've
it,
done
got her.
everything. When we was up on that scene,
Hawkins County's
everything
not on it anymore.
humanly possible to do.
The FBI's Child Abduction Rapid Deployment Team even came to Beach Creek. That's a team dedicated to investigative, technical, analytical, and resource assistance on site during non-family child abductions, ransom child abductions, and mysterious disappearances of children.
We brought the FBI card team in, and everything that they can find, there was no indication whatsoever of child abduction.
The TBI asked for help finding the driver of a Toyota pickup truck that was seen in the area around the time Summer went missing. That's the last new public information that was released.
You would think if somebody had saw something, they would come forward, even if they just had the truck and didn't see anything. But like I said before, it may be somebody that has paid no attention to this, or maybe somebody that's got a criminal record and was driving what's supposed to be driving too.
Months later, that truck and its driver haven't been identified, but we learned more about the person who gave the information about the truck.
It was somebody driving a company truck that, well, the officers here are familiar with this gentleman, and we believe that he actually saw it.
Almost 5 months, more than 1,500 tips, and a massive ground search later, the question of where Summer Wells is still remains.
Nothing pointing to abduction, nothing pointing to foul play, other than her walking outside the house and not being found. Is basically the main thing right now. What actually happened to her, we're still trying to find out.
The Tennessee Bureau of Investigation declined our request for an interview and referred us to previously recorded interviews and statements on their website, saying that those updates still stand. In Rogersville, Ansley Daniel, News Channel 11.
Today, search efforts continue for 5-year-old Summer Wells. She went missing from her Beach Creek home nearly 6 months ago. The TBI sharing these photos from the search on their Twitter today. They say teams are focusing on overgrown areas that were previously difficult to access because of high grass and heavy foliage. But now with the change in season, the area may present new details. Wells was last seen at her home June 15th. If you know anything about the missing girl, please call TBI.
What's the one I'm talking about? It says warrants executed for digital evidence in Knoxville. Oh, really? I don't know. Potential digital evidence.
Investigation took to social media today, saying they're once again seeing a slew of misinformation being spread online regarding missing Hawkins County 5-year-old Summer Wells.
This has been a problem for months. Ansley Daniels tracking the story. Her family, Summer's family, reported her missing nearly 5 months ago. Ansley's now live in the studio with an update on the case. Ansley.
Josh and Sarah, in that series of 6 tweets, the TBI says that they've recently seen an uptick in misinformation about the case of the missing 5-year-old. Those tweets also reveal that numerous search warrants have been executed and any potential digital evidence has already been collected, including social media accounts. Summer Wells was reported missing by her family June 15th, sparking an Amber Alert and a widespread search in the Beech Creek community of Hawkins County. That search lasted for several weeks. In those tweets today, the TBI reiterated they are still working daily with the Hawkins County Sheriff's Office and the FBI in Knoxville in that search. They say that those efforts have included numerous ground searches, dozens of aerial searches, dive teams in area waters, and K-9 search teams. The TBI also says they have checked all available surveillance photos and videos in the area as well, and they continue to say they will not give up until Summer is found. Now, Donald Wells and Candace Bly will be speaking about their missing daughter in front of a national audience the next 2 days when they will be on the Dr. Phil Show. You can watch that here on News Channel 11 at 4 p.m. both Thursday and Friday to hear what they had to say. Now, following the Dr. Phil Show on News Channel 11 at 5 and through the evening tomorrow, we will provide you with continuing in-depth coverage in the search for Summer Wells. You'll be able to hear from investigators, people in the Beech Creek community, and those working to keep Summer's name on people's minds.
The Tennessee Bureau of Investigation, I know, and the Sheriff's Office are continuing to work on this, and they're still looking for this little girl. They say they've been so frustrated with the lack of information in the case. And I know, Ansley, you've been working with our team here to produce several stories over the next few days about the latest on the case. What are some of the things you're focusing on?
So we have spent a lot of time in Beech Creek as a team here at News Channel 11, especially in that height of the search. Now, we have gone back to Beech Creek the last few weeks. We have spoken with different neighbors. We have gone back to the investigators as well as Don Wells. We have spoken with all of them. So starting tomorrow, you're going to hear from Don Wells and Sheriff Lawson, but you're also going to meet a neighbor who lives across the street from the Wells family who tells us that she heard a scream the night Summer went missing. She says that she heard it a few hours before that timeline that the police gave us started, but she kind of goes through what she recalls of that night and what she has been through with investigators. Now, we also spoke with a pair of YouTube content creators who talk a little bit about how that has played a major role in this case and why they believe cases like this are so popular on that online platform and what their passion is, because it's really interesting considering that, you know, these people are creating content based on cases that we cover in the news, but these people are just more like freelance or just regular content creators, people that aren't like us, and so just a different media platform. So we learned a little bit more about that, as well as other community members and a few other stories that we're excited to share with you that we've been working on the last couple of weeks.
We look forward to seeing those reports tomorrow, Ansley.
Ansley, thanks. Again, TBI is asking anyone with credible information on Summer Wells to contact them as the search continues. You can call 1-800-TBI-FIND or email your tips to tips@TBI.
So, remember that it was from Knoxville District Court for digital data. They needed to pull what was being said online from certain people. Oh, really? Well, it's interesting to say the least. Definitely curious about it, and I do remember it being spoke about. I didn't know if we had it from more than just, because I think I remember Jody Sue mentioning something about it. Actually, but I don't know. You can't ever believe anything she says. She changes her. I mean, gosh. Now all of a sudden she's like, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense how she can say that Andy was selling drugs to sedate little girls and that some guy in a van came to Andy and offered him 2 little girls for purchase, or asked him if he knew anybody who wanted to purchase 2 little girls or something like. But then it's going to turn around and get mad at people for thinking that he could possibly be involved with Summer Wells or know something. Please make it make sense. Please. Anyways, I mean, what are we supposed to think? Yeah, but I do remember talks about that supposedly, search of the grandmothers, and that's very, very interesting. That is interesting, if that's true. Can we find out if that's absolutely true? I don't know, because that's why, that's weird. We don't hear anything about anybody else, like a search warrant for anybody else's house like that. If she talks about Andy, but if anyone else does, then she's ready to defend them. I don't understand it. And that's why I've been, there's something to that, and that's why I think it goes along with my theory that somehow their son's involved, in my opinion only, because it's the only thing that makes sense. It's enough to tear a relationship apart. Obviously, I mean, they were together since she was 14, and from what I can remember, and then she all of a sudden, I don't understand. And unfortunately, that's just not going to change, in my opinion, anyways. But a lot of people don't believe that, and that's totally fine. And I don't remember hearing before about it, Grandma in Knoxville. I'm trying to remember. That's why I didn't know it was Knoxville either. I remember him staying. I remember hearing about something like a search warrant at a grandmother's where he was staying at. I do remember hearing that. Which grandmother would that be, Fred? Is Andy's grandmother on Polly's side alive still? I think it's just, or I'm sorry. Yeah, I think it's just I can't keep this shit straight in my head. Court words, monster has rubbed off on her son. Oh no. See? And that's probably why she's so mad at him and why it tore apart their relationship. Because she's mad that, yeah, I would be mad too, but I mean, JC, you waited until it was too late to do something about it. I'm sorry, you just did. If that's true, you waited till it was too late. Andy's grandma is not living. Okay, so then it'd have to be it'd have to be JDC's mom then. Now, I've heard, I don't want to like start, I'm not going to do that to, and you know, I have heard a lot of rumors about her mother. I'm not going to, I won't say them right now. But not rumors about her in particular with the Summer Wells case, but other illegal activities, you know what I mean? But not, but I don't know. I mean, I suppose it could relate maybe, but I've never really thought so. But that is weird, you know, where they, if that's true and they searched the grandmothers, I thought that they were talking about the house over there on that where her camper's parked. I thought that was the house that they had. Is it, what was it, not that house? I mean, I know she's not staying at that house. That house, like, honestly, it should be, it's worse. You guys thought that Fred's yard was bad. You should see freaking Jody Sue's, that place. It's bad. It should be condemned. It's so bad. Jody Sue's mom or Polly Bernard's? Is Polly Bernard's mom alive still? Well, I can't remember off the top of my head where, if Jody Sue's mom lives in Knoxville. Let me look. I'm trying to remember. Seeing if she has ties to Knoxville. I'll like. She's really pretty. Have you guys seen her? Juicy's mom's really pretty. Uh, I just see the Kingsport and Texas, but so it's probably, maybe it's the other one. The great grandmother. You don't know any that live in Knoxville? Because, yeah, if it was on Polly's side, then you would probably know, because that would be your relation, right? Because Polly is your, isn't Polly, let's see, your dad's sister, or I can't freaking keep it all straight. It's so much, so much. So much info. I freaking did his whole family tree. Alameda Brown is where who Damien was staying with. Warrington search for Huh? What's that? Alameda Brown. Okay, so that'd be Jody Sue's. Warrington serves Virginia. Wait, what? Alameda Brown. Who is that? Alameda. This shirt is bugging me. A first cousin? Oh, wait, no. Oh, wait, you're saying first cousin. That Polly and your dad are first cousins. Her grandma. Oh. Oh. What's Warrington mean? So this is a great grandma on Jody Sue's side. So that would make sense. Also why Fred wouldn't know that. So Polly is your first cousin, Fred? Yeah, and then Andy would be his second cousin, I think. Which is weird because him and Andy are more, closer in age. He's 47. Andy's 43, I think. Yeah, you and Polly are first cousins, and then you and Andy are second cousins. It was for digital evidence. Really? Are you serious, Lolly? Is that absolute proof? Okay, it's cool. Crimes. Just if you find it, just email it to me. That's cool. That's crazy. So is this absolute proof or is this rumors? Because that's a big deal. Now, they did, which is interesting because Andy said that they didn't dip his phone or they didn't search his phone. There was an article and Benny showed the warrant. That's all I know. Yeah, because that's what Fred was saying the other day. He's like, there's no way that his phone wasn't searched. He's like, they searched everybody's phone. But that's crazy about, so I that's interesting though, that they went out of their way for his phone. That's very interesting. Interesting. And it just, wow. Well, that's interesting. I mean, I remember hearing about it. I do. It's just so crazy how much information we've had in this case. It's so hard to keep it straight, and I understand too. I can't be mad at people for, I get frustrated with people about, the stuff they say about Fred and stuff. That's misinformation and stuff, but I have to try to look at things through other people's perspective too, and know that they don't know Fred like I know him, and people need to find out for themselves, and that's just how it works out. And I know over time people will see. I mean, everybody will see the truth, and the truth will come out. Whose place is bad too? Joyce's mom. I don't know what you mean bad, but it's the grandmother's house that I guess where they had the warrant searched or served. So the grandmother of Jody, it would be Jody Sue's grandmother, actually. Allison, Leslie, Jose, who else, Ziggy? I know, truth. I worry about Fred. I do, so bad. Oh, yeah, I'm sure you're missing several. I mean, Earl Taylor passed away the day after Summer went missing. That's a weird connection. There's so many others have passed. Oh, the tree trimmer guy. One of the tree trimmers I interviewed passed away. Rick Crawford passed away. Cotton, yeah, but I mean, I don't know if that would be really. I guess Cotton counts. You guys think Cotton counts? So Leslie, Allie, Grandbun, didn't she end up passing away? But I mean, that's obviously old age. Right after that warrant stuff wasn't too long after that Damien signed up for the military. Yeah, that shit was weird too. Very weird. It makes you wonder if I have no freaking clue. I'm not even gonna guess with that. I'm not, because I don't have any idea what somebody's thinking is with that. Like, if they think that it will keep somebody out of trouble, or I don't know. Or was it really, though? I mean, it was, when I think about it, it probably was his only shot. So I am glad that he did that. Like, that was probably his only opportunity. Like, there is little opportunity in Beach Creek. So everybody's innocent until proven guilty. So, I mean, it is the best thing for him anyways. But it does make you wonder. It does raise eyebrows for, is it just a coincidence, Or he's thinking of Cotton because didn't Fred say he was talking crazy stuff about Dawn and Summer? Cotton was talking crazy stuff like he was having a threesome with mom, or not threesome, that he was sleeping with mom and daughter. So Cotton was talking about how he was sleeping with mom and daughter, like bragging about how he's sleeping with mom and daughter. And Fred didn't know if he meant Candace and Grandis or Candace and Summer. And he was just saying suspicious things. I'm sure Fred, once he gets up here and gets here, maybe I will have just record him and make him have a conversation about the Cotton thing and get that all out there of what he remembers that Cotton said. let's wait till he gets up here. But one of the things that Cotton was saying was talking about how he claimed to be sleeping with Candace and either Grandis or Summer, because he was talking about mom and daughter. He was bragging about sleeping with mother and daughter. Good night, Daily. Freaky. Well, and it's 111, guys. The reason why I worry about Fred is because I know some people don't believe it, but, he's helped law enforcement a lot on the case, and, he recorded people for law enforcement for, he's gave them a lot of information pertaining to Summer Wells. So, and he's been open about that and talked about it openly. And it's kind of scary because it's to me starting to feel like it's something bigger. And that's scary, when you think, oh, it's not just Dawn and Candace, an accident cover-up type thing. It's, something so much bigger, and that gets into dangerous people, and that there's so many ties to Knoxville. There's so many things that's come up around Knoxville, and Fred, of course, of all places, where are they going to put him? In Knoxville. Fred's it's like destined, almost like destined to be involved in this case or something. It's crazy. How are they going to put him in Knoxville of all places? And that's, yeah. But, so obviously, yeah, I'm worried about him. I don't want him, like, walking out by himself. There are people that's been driving by there and taking pictures of him, or taking, going by the house, like, keep going by the house. So, you just never know. Knoxville's dangerous as it is. Like, it's like one of the scariest cities I've seen. I mean, without, the added extra. Yeah, I was just talking to Fred about the summer solstice and talking about how that was just like 6 days or 7 days after Summer went missing. And that's a big holiday for some people into like certain cults and devil worshiping. Is he 18 yet? Oh, yeah. I can't talk about some of it, Penny. Not yet. Yeah, there's some that, like, but that you guys will know. But soon, yeah. There is some I can't because, yeah, it is scary. But that's why I've talked to Fred about it and stuff. And, it's always been, I mean, I don't want to say always, because honestly, the first time I met Fred didn't know he was being recorded. Like, I asked him if I could use the information. Like, when I first met him, he didn't know he was being recorded. Obviously, when I came back, he had heard about it being on YouTube and stuff. So obviously he knew then, but I asked him if I could use the information he had told me for my channel. But I mean, I didn't, he didn't know I was recording the first time, if I'm being honest. And, but that was like my very first time really big, like, interview, I guess, or whatever. Well, I don't know. Anyways, I was new to YouTube and everything. But what was I was, yeah, Penny a little bit. That's why I just want to get him up here and kind of just was hoping this freaking case would come to an end. Because there are people out there too that, you know, question his involvement and stuff. Of course, I just want the truth to come to light too, for that sake also. Yeah, so there's something with that too. About Candace, something about a sighting of Candace coming out of the woods or something, a mile and a half, like from Ben Hill Road on June 15th. Anybody hear about that? Right, Tyson. But he just doesn't go out by himself, you know. It's not safe anyways to go out by yourself in Knoxville. It is. Oh my gosh, it's bad, the crime there. Aw, that's cute, Yilva. Yeah, it is, Penny. Yeah, it's a one-party state. Trust and believe. I checked into that. I did. I know by now. Like, at first, I didn't know. But thank God, yeah, I did learn it over time. I mean, I've been doing this now for almost 3 years. So now I've learned by now, like, about the laws and stuff. Because I never meant to, like, do YouTube. I came on to YouTube just to, like, talk to people about the case because I didn't have anybody in my life that was interested in it and stuff. And I had been watching people like AB and stuff. And anyways, I just came on and started talking to people in the chat about the case. And next thing I know, I have a channel, you know. So it freaking happened overnight. And so I've just kind of learned as I've gone, you know, and thankfully, yes, Tennessee is a one-party state. Fred, carry a big stick. That's what they were trying to tell him to do too. The animal control people were telling him to carry a stick. Oh, yay, SJ. I'm so happy. That makes me happy. See, that's what I hope to move on to, like, permanently. I really don't want to keep doing true crime and really this channel. I'm just really dedicated to Summer's case. You know, it's kind of difficult to just like stop now, you know. It's very tempting because really, you know, it's a lot of stress for little reward, really. But, you know, the reward is hopefully, I don't know, and hopefully help find answers in some way to what happened to Summer. I don't know. I mean, we have to also hope that law enforcement is doing what they can, but it's hard to have faith in that, you know. And it just makes you wonder, are they... I mean, social media has been very helpful in cases before. You never know. I don't think we're going to end up solving it or anything, but could we be helpful to figuring it out? I mean, knows the area so well and knows so many people there. And, you know, being involved in the drug scene for like the majority of his life, you know what I mean? He was not around, he was around some not good people sometimes, you know. The Pell guy told the story of Candace coming out of the woods. Oh, okay. We have cameras, Tyson. I think it'll be fine. I mean, there are people already who go by and honk their horn and stuff. It doesn't bother me. I mean, because there are people that they come in my chat that live like pretty close. Sometimes people go by and honk, and I don't know if it's towards me or what, but I mean, I have cameras and I don't ever go outside. Either does my, I mean, well, I go for walks. I do, but yeah, I spend a lot of time inside. So my stomach is like growling. Thank you, Roxy. That's really sweet. This sweatshirt is ill-fitting. I don't like it. But yeah, it's a lot of stress, you know, and I don't want to. It's too much stress, and I don't like it. Yeah. I got too, and I agree that I got too freaking involved in the case. But at this point, you know, it's not like, oh, let's reverse, you know. I mean, I feel like that me and Fred, I mean, Fred with his knowledge of like the area and people in the area combined with my knowledge of like what I've heard, you know, from talking to everybody and watching everybody on YouTube and talking about the case for 2.5 years, combined with you guys, I feel like if we'd be better organized, you know, maybe, you know, I mean, I don't know. But TBI and them, you know, they have access to things that I dream of. You know, I feel like I would know, I would have this solved if I had access to what they had, you know, that surveillance and everything. Like, I want that surveillance too, guys. Like, it's frustrating to me too, really bad. They won't, I don't know. There's got to be a reason why they're not giving us anything, why law enforcement is not telling us anything, why there's a supposed gag order. There has to be a reason. And I don't know. It's kind of scary thinking about it, you know? Too many people dead. Is Grandpa not? I thought she passed. Did Grandpa not pass away? I think several people know what happened. There's just their involvement are all like, and that's scary, you know, too, thinking about that because, okay, we're not talking about, it wouldn't be scary at all if it was just like an accident cover up situation like Dawn and Candace, but that's not what I believe happened. What I believe happened involves people from in higher so-called positions, like in there has to be some, and what I'm thinking happened, and there has to be some people involved that are pretty bad people, and it's scary, you know. I just really want Fred up here. They aren't telling anything in Sebastian's case either. I know, it makes you wonder, is it like a Tennessee thing? How is Kelly? Kelly is doing all right. She just is trying to lay low, you know, because Bill Shipley is supposedly in some kind of inpatient patient treatment, and she doesn't want to ruffle feathers. I guess he can come and go in some capacity. I think she said he's like in Nashville, if I remember right. Is she alive, Truth? And would she talk to me? Why do you tell me to talk to her? Do you think she'd talk to me? And how do I get a hold of her? I mean, I saw her one time. Like, I saw her. I could have went up and talked to her. I saw her at the bus stop waiting for the bus, but I didn't want to be weird, you know? I'm not one that will go to somebody's door. I was lucky and I saw Fred outside, you know, and which any you can pretty much go by there. If you don't see Fred out, he's always outside. He was always outside. So, you know, and if he's not there, then come back in a couple hours. That's all I would do. When did I first know I loved Fred? Oh man, we're gonna maybe someday. You know, if we could find Summer, we would have the perfect, like, you know, love story. Or if Summer, not we could find her, but if Summer's case would be solved, it would just be a perfect love story. And it would be, I mean, honestly, it could be a book. Or our story is really, really cool. It's unreal, you know. It used to blow my mind when I'd think about it, but now I'm used to it, you know. But at first, it just was unreal to me how we met and everything, and you know, it was never a thing. Us, you know, we were both in very long-term relationships and in very different lifestyles at that time. He was still using, you know, I had been clean for many years and it was never even a thing. So it's just weird how we met and everything and how everything just fell into place. We first met January of 2022. Actually, January 11th, 2022. At I think he said even at 11:11, if I remember right. Anyways, and Fred's birthday is 11/11, by the way. So, at first I thought the same thing everybody else did because I kept confusing him for Frank Light. And I heard all kinds of like horrible things like about Fred. And when I first met him, I just was blown away because I couldn't believe how nice he was, He was the only one on that road that like waved, and he was just really friendly. When he passed us, he waved to us before I even realized who he was. So it was weird, like, because I remember one of the first things saying, like, you just don't seem like what people are saying. And, yeah. So it just didn't, it's just weird how everything, that first time that we met in January of 2020, we didn't exchange any information. Like, I didn't have any way to get a hold of him, at all. Like, so, but I went back June of 2022 and I ran into him again, luckily, and that's when we had that recorded conversation. And that's when we started really talking and becoming friends. Was June of 2022 is when we started talking through Messenger. Me and him and Laura would kind of share a messenger, so sometimes it'd be her, sometimes it'd be him. But yeah, that's the third time I went again January of 2023, a few months after Jim had passed. But I didn't get our conversation didn't record, so that sucked really bad. But now I get to talk to him whenever I want, so it doesn't matter. And I just always thought, man, I could tell, I mean, he's just such an amazing person. He really, really is. Sorry, my daughter's taking a shower. He really is, Lucy. He's really one of the most honest, just best person I've ever met. And I hope over time people see the person I see, but if they don't, I don't really care. You know what I mean? I kind of feel like I just want to hide him from the world because he's just like my little treasure, like he's all perfect, like a perfect little angel, in a way, but he's like, people think he's like this scary guy, but really he's like, I don't even know how to explain it. Yeah, our story is so cool. I mean, just how it seems like we were just purposely supposed to meet, and just how everything happened and stuff. I mean, things never were in any way like intimate or anything. he never he is like such the perfect gentleman, and that's another thing like I fell in love with him about. He is like the least creepy guy I've ever met. Now people would think he'd be like the creepiest guy you'd ever meet because of what you've heard, but he is like the least creepy guy. He doesn't like creep on you, you know what I mean? He doesn't like, yeah. And he just, people are drawn to him because they just feel comfortable around him. It's funny, everywhere he goes, like pretty much like people, he's like, why do people always come up to me? I have just read that you were involved in Summer's case. Something should do with Tim Mullins and Don Wells, you know, and you're holding back. What do you mean, Phoebe? I don't know Tim Mullins. I've never met Tim Mullins, actually. Yeah, I don't even know if Fred's still awake, to be honest. I don't know what it is. What's going on? What's going on? I don't know what. No, I don't know what Phoebe's trying to say. I'm trying to give her the benefit of doubt. I don't know what that means. Like, and there's 333 in chat. You know what happened to Summer? What the fuck? Huh? What's that picture? What do you mean, Phoebe? What are you talking about? I've never met Tim Mullins in my life. I've met Don. Just that one trip. I don't think I saw him the second trip that I went there. I'm trying to remember. There's Frederick. What happened to Summer, Phoebe? If you know that I know what happened to Summer, then you know. Because how would you know I know? Unless you know, like, how would you? How do you know I know unless you know? So why don't you enlighten us for tell the whole class, why don't you tell on me right now and tell us all? Good night, Lolly. Oh, on Green Eyes video. I don't understand why Green Eyes, he's silly. He just goes back and forth. Like, he knows Fred's not involved. I don't understand why he's trying. All of a sudden, he's like switched against Fred. Like, Green Eyes was cool there for a while. I'm not sure, though, what you're talking about, Phoebe, if you'll have to explain, because I've never met Tim Mullins. What you said, it's you know, Green Eyes is kind of a little out there sometimes, right? I mean, he can be like, I mean, I don't really feel like it's probably just going to upset me. And I know I don't know. I don't see he has a. I don't. I can't find it. What is it? What's it say? Can somebody just relay what it kind of says? Like, if anybody wants to just relay it, I'm going to go here in a few. But, because I have to pee, so perfect timing. Yeah, I don't understand it, country girl. And he never used to talk bad about Fred either until like I started dating him, and then all of a sudden like he was like he was like the most horrible person in the world, and like he must be responsible and he's number one suspect. It's like, what the hell? He was never like that about Fred until I started dating Fred, and then it was just like, yeah, Green Eyes is sometimes he gets these gets these weird conspiracy theories. He used to really, you guys, harass me so bad. It was horrible. Like, and it was scary. I mean, he has a scary voice. Have you guys heard him? But then I finally talked him down, and I'm like, dude, why are you doing this? Like, and then he was really cool for a while and came around and hung around and stuff. And then I started dating Fred, and then all of a sudden it was like, boom. Like, he was fine when I was, video or like doing the phone calls, like with Fred in jail and stuff. He was in chat then. Oh yeah, for sure, Doxy. And also, I wouldn't hide anything for Fred either. When it comes to a child, there's no rules about snitching or loyalty or whatever. In my world. And Fred wouldn't even be with me if he knew, like, he wouldn't expect any less, like, seriously. Oh, he probably is, Phoebe. It's okay. It's okay. I get made fun of, like, on the daily, every day, nonstop on this platform. You have to have thick skin and you have to be able to handle it, because people will say the most horrible things. I mean, they were even trying to, tell me that my ex's death was like that, saying I killed him and stuff, So I think I can take a little bit of trolling from Green Eyes. Like, yeah, it was quite the hazing. It was like a hazing when I first came to YouTube, being hit by Benny Keys and Green Eyes all at once. Like, that was like, it was overwhelming at first, but now it just like, it's child's play. Yeah, these people need to be more careful with their choice of words and start making sure that they are putting it that it's their opinion, and stop putting out as fact that, this person's involved, that person's involved. Make sure you make it very, very clear what you're saying is an opinion, not fact. We have very little facts in this case with Summer Wells. Like, hardly any. And my opinion relies a lot of what Fred has told me. But that's why it's an opinion. You know, because I'm sure there's been things that Fred's like heard wrong, or you know what I mean? Everything's about perception. But one thing's for sure, he saw Andy on the road that day. One thing's for sure, in his mind, he saw Andy on the road. And there's supposed surveillance, but are they ever going to put it out? Are we ever, until then, I'm really getting tired of talking about it. So I don't know. Like, I'm not trying to harass somebody. He's innocent until proven guilty. So until then, like, I don't know why he's telling people though that he is a suspect can't get hired. Like, is he losing jobs because of this case? Like, and why? Oh, I know, Phoebe. It's crazy. Well, love Ziggy long time. Well, thank you, Truth. I really appreciate it. I do. Green Eyes he's a little bit of drama. But I don't know. He is passionate about Summer Wells. He says it's because he has a daughter her age, and he opened up a little bit to me. He can be decent, but sometimes he's just his behavior is so erratic. There's no reasoning, when he gets like that. Well, actually, if you can talk him down, he'll calm down. But oh, thank you, SJ. I love you guys too. Right? That's true. Everybody has an opinion. You would be able to handle it after time. You learn. It's part of the, it's kind of just you learn it. Your body, your brain builds defenses and stuff and everything. That's, but for some reason, some do better than others. I do see a lot of people who've been on YouTube for a while and seem to still let it get to them too much. You know what I mean? But for me, like, and same thing with Fred, like he's dealt with the accusations for a while now in the Summer Wells case. So it's kind of like he's gotten used to it and stuff. And plus he knows the truth. I mean, he feels the same way I do. We know the truth about ourselves. God knows the truth. You know what I mean? I know I'm a good person, and he knows he's a good person, and he knows the truth. I 100% believe him, and that's just all that matters as far as with me and him, but that I have to understand not everybody's gonna people are still gonna suspect him because of all like the misinformation going around and stuff, and I just wish that somebody would come. There's somebody. Actually, there's several people who know something. in my opinion, in my theory, I mean, I don't think there's any way that several people don't know about what happened. And I mean, I feel it has to be. I think some people are just afraid to speak up. It's okay, Phoebe. Thank you for your apology. I appreciate it. All right, guys, I'm going to go. It's 2 a.m. and I'm starting to get tired. And I want to play my little card game, my Hearthstone online, and just chill for like a little bit before I pass out. So it's been real, but we will talk tomorrow.